What's up, Mech Warriors? Okay, so we're going to be continuing with our series on Trial Mechs. If you want to see the introduction to this series, please watch my Centurion video. But we're just going to jump right into it with the Dragon. Now, when I look at the Dragon, for this particular variant, I see basically the same idea as the Centurion. Something that's an all-rounder with maybe a little bit of a focus on skirmishing. The AC5 is going to operate in a pretty similar way to the large laser. And then it's also got the LRM-10 with 2 backup lasers. Very, very similar to the Centurion, so it's probably going to operate in the same way. The advantage that we have is a little bit more speed. Slightly less armor, but just in my experience, I always feel like dragons tend to survive a little bit longer than Centurions. I don't have any actual data to back that up. It's just sort of how I feel from the games that I've seen. But that's no big deal. So we're going to jump right into a game, and I'll see you then. Okay, so here we are. We're going to be playing as a dragon, and don't chase the generous, indeed. Like I said, what I am probably going to be doing is trying to operate as the skirmisher. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm sorry about the sound in my Centurion videos. It seemed really loud, like the in-game sound. So I went in and tried to adjust some of that. So I'm just going to be going along the back route here. This is a common tactic for coming from this side on the map. Okay, so we'll be setting up here. There's a Jenner, or a cicada, actually. Just going to be launching some missiles at him. Probably not going to do much damage. They look like they all impacted on the hill area. My Founder's Mech is a Catapult C1, so I do use I am familiar with the LRM boat, but even though I've done that a lot when I was like grinding seagulls using it, I still mess up as to where the missiles are going to be impacting on geometry and stuff like that instead of hitting enemies. They change the behavior of the LRMs often enough that it's sort of difficult to stay consistent right now, just because the game's only just now gotten to open beta. So we're going to be trying to hit enemies here. Oh, I'm falling down. Didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. It happens, especially if you're zoomed in. Get the tunnel vision where you're just looking at where your crosshairs are instead of looking at your position in the actual battle. So here we go. Oops, meant to shoot my AC. There we go. Now I don't use ballistics. I have in the past though, so I know where I need to be aiming to leave my targets. I'm not sure if these are actually hitting them, if they're getting lost in the water, if lag is messing it up for me. It looks like I'm hitting because I'm getting the register on it from in my crosshair. That's just how it goes. So there's probably a scout behind me or something. That's okay. It's a cicada. So I'm gonna turn, try to take some fire across my body. There we go. So we've already worked down his center torso, but he's also got R's pretty badly too. Or no, that was a different also. That's okay. I might actually go down here pretty quickly since my teammates don't seem to be too eager to help me. Oh, yes they are. As soon as I open my mouth, one of my teammates goes ahead and saves me. Okay, so far it's even. Obviously we've got 2 losses on either side. I would say that we're pretty close together. So it could go either way still. It's alright, they've got a cicada out in the middle of the woods, or in the middle of the river, I mean. Just gonna get some heat vision, try to snipe him one last time. Nope, didn't. That's okay. Still got plenty of ammo for that AC5. whenever you're using ballistics, ammunition is a major concern, obviously. That's why I tend to prefer energy weapons, just because I like the ability to give suppressive fire without having to worry about wasting shots. Oops. Did that thing with the backup lasers again. It's okay. So we're just gonna take this guy down. He should go down pretty easily because I've got I've got an awesome and a centurion here to help me. The obvious advantage to ballistics is that they don't increase your heat, so that's a good thing to do. Is to just fire your lasers as often as you can, and then once you start getting up in the heat, you want to back off and start using your ACs. A lot of people don't like AC5s, anything lower than an AC20, just because they feel like it doesn't do much damage, but these are actually pretty effective, as long as you can make your shots hit, which I'm obviously not all the time. But some of that's a problem with the lag, some of it's just getting used to ballistics. Like I said, I don't use them. Alright, but this guy should go down pretty quickly here. I've got somebody behind me, but I'm going to ignore him for the moment and try to take down this hunchback. We've got an Atlas right in front of us. His center torso is exposed, but so is mine. So I'm going to try to back out and let him shoot at that awesome. Since the awesome is in as hard as I am. And there he goes. So yeah, we're doing well. We've turned this into our favor now. There's a lot of assaults. I think that's just a byproduct of the way the teams are being set up right now. In case you're not aware, the matchmaker will always put the same number of each weight class on each side. That's not the same mech, it's the same weight class. So if one team has 2 Jenners, the other team could have a Raven and a Commando, or also 2 Jenners. So if a lot of people are running an assault mechs, that means that the matchmaker is going to put a lot of assaults together. So lately it's been like there's been at least 3 assaults on every team when I've been pugging. Just something to keep in mind. It doesn't really affect gameplay unless your team is absolutely terrible with their assaults, which can happen. You know, it's the same deal where if one mech is poor on a team, it can really affect it for the rest of the team, you know. Well, we're taking down the Cicada. I think we might actually get the kill on him, especially now that he's parked right in front of us. Yep, there we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, so now we'll just cap out the win, and I'll probably end the video right here. Unless I think of something that I want to discuss. I don't think my play was spectacular in this game. Gray kills yellow. Is that like rock, paper, scissors? I don't know what that means. But we got 1 kill, good amount of assists, so that's good. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next game. Okay guys, so we're jumping into this next game. The last one went really well, and I don't want to give the idea that pug games are going to consistently go well. It really comes down to luck a lot of the time. Fortunately, the way they have the economy working is that especially if you're using Trial Mechs, you're always going to make a little bit of money. So it might just come down to that thing where you just sort of have to keep playing and, you know, losing. Some people exploit it by just purposefully going AFK or whatever. But I certainly don't support that, and they will actually track that, and you can get banned for doing stuff like that, where you just leave the game as soon as you start, or blow yourself up, or do something like that. It's just not pretty sportsmanlike. Okay, so it looks like our team is deciding to defend the base, which is good. That can be an effective strategy on this side of the map. Speaking of which, I'm sorry that it seems like River City and Forest Colony are the only ones that are turning up. I'm not actually like cutting out videos or anything. I even like just quit right away from one because it went to River City like 2 times in a row. I really don't like it, but you know, that happens sometimes. Oh, so I'm actually probably facing against some of my teammates, actually. Uh, so that's both good and bad. Um, it's good because I like to see them, but it's bad because they're probably going to kill us, since I know that I'm probably on a pug team, and they are obviously a cremate. Yeah, I recognize a couple of them. Gozer, Kane, yep. But that's alright. We're gonna give them a run for their money, let's hope. Alright, so, let's try to bring some fire on these guys. So, I don't think that all of them are on the TeamSpeak server, because these guys should not be this far ahead if they were. One of my lasers is not on my arm, and I keep forgetting that, so I don't align my torso all the time the way I should. No big deal. Just a little bit of lost damage. Our base is under attack, right? Probably from these hunchbacks that are just running up here. Alright, so we're gonna try to get them off. Especially this generator here. I'm just gonna stop the cap. So that's something that you sometimes have to do, is just be prepared to just stand on the cap, even if even if it's a bad engagement for you, just to slow it down so that the rest of your team can get a chance to help support you. Although I doubt that my team is going to be rushing to help me anytime soon, because I can't communicate to them, and I don't really have the time to type out what I need them to do. Now I'm getting LRM fire on me, so that's bad. I'm probably going to go down here. It happens. Yeah, so this is probably going to go badly for me. I don't really have any options, though. I have to stop the cap as long as I can. But I don't really have any place to go. Might be able to take this guy out just to even out my KDR. That's not something that you really want to worry about when you're bugging. Mine's actually going to go down considerably because of what I'm doing this. So don't say I never sacrifice anything for you guys. Okay, so let's do our wrap up now. The first thing that I want to say is the Dragon chassis is probably my least favorite chassis out of all these Trial Mechs. I don't think it's a bad chassis by any means, but it's just not the one that works for me. The main advantage of the Dragon is its speed. There really isn't another heavy class mech that starts out with that high of a speed. But because it's got such a large engine to get that high speed, it loses a lot of potential for weapon loadouts or things like that. So it's just not a mech that works for my playstyle, and I think that came through in my play. I don't think that I was taking advantage of the speed and really able to make that help the mech work. But some things that we learned a little bit more about how to use ballistics. We learned that sometimes you have to just bite the bullet and try to stop the base cap. In that game, our team actually came back and won that. I'm not sure if that's a direct result of anything that we did. It's sort of hard to tell since there's no replay functionality yet, but it's one of those things where you are just trying to support your team as much as you can, because you get a lot more money for winning a game than you do for just getting a bunch of kills or something like that. Yeah, so that'll close out this video, I think. Next we'll be covering the Awesome. I'm looking forward to that one, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield.